What's happening, everybody? In this video, I want to look at a very interesting and effective tool for writing interesting melodies and harmonies. And it's something that's called modal interchange. And it's a very big topic that has so many opportunities, but I just want to cover some basic principles and ways that you can play around with it and get very interesting results. So basically what it means is that you borrow a chord from a parallel mode of the key you're in. So say you're in the key of C major. This is the key of C major, and it's also called C Ionian if you look at the modes. And you also have C minor. This is also called C Aeolian if you look at the modes. Now these all have different chords in them. In C major, you have the chords while in C minor or Aeolian, you have the chords and of course you have Mixolydian, Lydian, Locrian, Phrygian, and all those, but we're going to focus on the major and minor scales now, or Ionian and Aeolian, just to keep it simple, and then you can explore further on your own. But I want to keep this less overwhelming and just focus on those two, because a lot of the examples that you hear are going to be using those. And in so many scores from, for example, John Williams, these are being used a lot. And what it basically means with modal interchange is that you borrow a chord from the parallel mode. And parallel just means that they share the same tonic. So it means you take, if you're in the key of C major, you borrow one or more chords from the key of C minor. And what this might mean is that instead of going from C major to F major and back, you might borrow the F minor, which is in the key of C minor, instead of F major, and you get the result that sounds like this. And suddenly you have a completely different color. It might also mean that you might have a melody that goes in the key of C minor. And then you borrow the key of F major the other way around. So it's basically borrowing chords to enhance the flavors and colors of your theme. And you can do this with any of the chords on the scale, and you can borrow from any of the modes. So when I say the modes, let me just show you another example, which would be borrowing, say, from the Lydian scale. And we know the Lydian goes like this. And I know that that scale would have D major in it. So instead of going from, C major to D minor, F, and to A like this, if I change out the second step chord, which is D minor, to D major, which would be borrowing from Lydian, then it would sound like this. And let's do a little quick sketch mock-up with this, just to give you more of the feel of the difference in the sound of the orchestra. So I'm just going to record a couple of standard C major chord progressions here, and then we're going to switch out some of the chords with borrowed chords from the neighboring modes that are, and then so I'm just going to start by recording some standard C major chord progressions here with a little melody on top of it, and then we're going to switch out some of the chords and borrow some from the parallel modes that we have. So let's start doing that. That's one. Let's do something else as well. And one more. Let's do one in C minor as well. I'm going to move these over here. Now I'm just going to transport myself into the future where I've just recorded these chords with my strings and bass. Okay, so we have the basic just chords and bass here. Let's just listen to it. Now what I want to do is I want to take the bass and I'm going to re-record the chords and switch out one of them with a borrowed chord from a parallel mode. So in this case, what I want to do is I want to switch out this second step D minor chord with a borrowed chord from C leading, which would be D major, and see what that sounds like. And bear in mind the bass, the root notes are exactly the same. We're just switching out some minor chords with major chords. Let's try it.